Yeah, this should be pretty easy, I hope. Woohoo! Elytra. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, this doesn't feel very safe. No. Are you kidding me? No, sir. That didn't go very well at all. Not even one bit. In fact, that went horribly. Welcome back to another episode here on Decidedly Vanilla. I am your host, I guess, Drowned VJW today. As you can tell, it did not go well in the end, and here I am wearing my drowned dunce hat of shame. My the drowned skull. And, let's turn this back on so I can actually see what I've got. And since that has happened, we've actually been into the end, and we have killed the Ender Dragon and numerous Endermen. Thank goodness. Of course, lots of us have died, and you probably will have already seen a number of people who have actually already put up videos from the end. I do have some footage from the end, and if I have enough time towards the end of my episode today, I will show some of that footage from the Ender Dragon kill and whatnot, but I may just point you to other people's videos because there's already a lot of it out there. We had 10 people actually show up for it. That's actually really neat to have that many people active on the server right now, enough to come do the Ender. And so this is my little villager breeder here. You can see it's up there, and this is where they come down, and then they come over here. This is where I'm going to build my villager trading hall. Is going to be on this edge of my little kingdom in this area. So I'm looking forward to that. But for today's episode, I have a plan. We're going to build over at spawn, and I'm not going to give too much of it away yet, but it's kind of a fun build. It's thematic. I'll say that. It's thematic, and I'll wait until the end to reveal what it is and see if you guys can tell as I'm building it what it is before I get to the end. And then I have a special little treat to kind of add to it if I can make it work, but we will have to see. I'm thinking this whole episode is probably going to be just that build, but because I did just finish building the Ender, I think I will actually, before we go do that, I'm going to go run by the Ender really quick and show that to you guys. So let's go do that real quick, and then we're going to head over to spawn. Oh yeah, let me show you this. Because we have defeated the dragon, look at this. Besides the dragon head, I've got shulker boxes. It's so much easier to store things now. I just need one ender chest, and I'm good to go for pretty much all of my builds, which is one of the reasons I wanted to get to the end, because the build at spawn requires a lot of blocks. I didn't want to have to shuttle it back and forth, so now I'm glad I have the shulker boxes. So, yeah, let's go to the Ender really quick, and then we'll go to spawn. Oh yeah, one of the things I should show you is this. This is the our little hub here. Silent is down there. That is the end portal. Like I said, I've been wanting to build around the stronghold. So of course there's the end portal there, and there's the portal to my base. So this is beautiful having it this close, to be honest with you, which is probably one of the biggest reasons I did it this year, because I spent so much time going back and forth to the end last year. I wanted it close. And this is the end portal room, which is really lame right now, but you can see I've got all the sand here. It's holding back the ocean, but there's a lot of potential here. So this is all going to be taken out, and we're going to do something interesting probably in the next 2 or 3 episodes. It's pretty grand, so I've got a lot of glass I need to get first, but we shall see. There she blows, the Ender. Only the very edge of it is coming into rendering distance, but we drop down right here. And then, oh yeah, I made a little ice road here so that we didn't have to run so much, and plus it's kind of fun to zooming. I've still got a lot of aesthetic work to do in here, but this is going to be loud. I'm going to have to turn this down a little bit, but let's see how it's working. There's a lot of people in the end lately, so this is a little bit slow working. It's not too bad right now. Let's see. Oh, yeah. XP for days. But here, I'll show you around it really quick. We have a little button here, and what this does is there are a couple of pistons that are right up above here. And the idea is these guys are falling down 43.5 blocks onto the top of that glowstone right there, and then this pistons just push them off so they're down under there. For the most part, they pathfind down there naturally anyway, but you can do that to kind of get them in there before you do that. And then there are hoppers under the floor right here that pick up all the end pearls and put them over here into our chests, our multitude chests of, ooh, another Enderman head. Ender pearls are ready. There's already tons. This has only been running for about 5 hours right now, and we've already got almost all of our chests are full. And then over here we have a little enchanting station, which is pretty typical, and then we have our little storage room over here. Ooh, man, I left my my bling box in here. I'm glad nobody took anything. But everybody can come in here and they grab a signs down in here I have for everyone to put their name on their chests. Yep, Nash has got one there. I'm the only other one. So that's, hopefully people come in here and grab their chests. These on the bottom are all meant for kind of community books and things like that. So it's a little hard because this has got the carpet. It's up just high enough it won't allow me to put a sign on these bottom chests. So we'll just let those be community chests. But otherwise, that's it for the most part. It's really simple. It's the typical, you go up 45 blocks and there's a endermite in a cart up in there. And so this is, it works really well. With a sweeping 3 sword, looting 2, I can do a lot of damage with one swing and get them all. And this is 0 to 30 XP in a minute and 24 seconds, so not too bad. Alright, let's head to spawn. Ooh, follow me. Follow me. Ooh, follow me, XP balls. Anyway, let's head to spawn and we'll get started on our build. Alright, here we are at the build site. I have everything set up. I have all my shulker boxes ready to go with all my goods in them. And I've already got a little bit of a layout started for what this build is going to be. So let me tell you what at least the first part of it is going to be. And then as I build the outer shell of it, hopefully you'll get an idea of what it actually is. Again, it's an institutional building. I think people, if you've seen the TV show, you've probably seen the building. But this is going to give it away for, I think, a lot of people. But anyway, it is a chicken cooker. But this is not just your regular everyday chicken cooker. Your effort at making like a 3x5x4 box where you have chicken coming out of the front of it. Oh no, this is an industrial chicken cooker. We're going to have lots of chicken coming out of this thing, enough so that we're going to be able to sell it. But the first thing I have to do is I actually have to excavate this entire thing out down about 10 blocks. Right around here I don't need to, but back there I definitely do, because that's where all the guts of the chicken cooker are going to be. And that might give it away a little bit, but I also have some other stuff down there I think I'm going to have to build in the future. But the first thing we have to do is build the industrial part of this chicken cooker, and then we're going to build the facade of it, and then the rest of the inside. I'll probably go ahead and just do the dig out now rather than have you guys watch that through a time lapse. But then I'll come back and I'll start working on the outside, probably get the outside built for the most part through a time lapse, and then we'll go inside and we'll talk about some of the redstone behind the design for the industrial chicken cooker. Alright, so a couple of quick time lapses coming your way right about now. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think it turned out really well. I ended up taking a little bit more time after that time lapse to add in, I hear glub glub over here again, to add in a lot of character and texture to it using sand and different types of sandstone. And that is birch that's been peeled, and then of course birch planks. And then I went through and built this little fountain feature and started to dress up some of the outside a little bit. And I did do a little bit of work on the inside, but we're going to go in and do some work together. I got to finish out the roof of this. There is no roof behind this right now, like you could probably tell. And I'm wondering if you guys are starting to get a sense of what this is. I'll leave it for the end for the complete reveal, but I have a feeling you probably know what it is. And so this is kind of the guts of it right here. Let's go down here so I can jump up here and show you. So here, of course, on both sides are quite a bit of storage. And then we have a hopper array back here that will be feeding into all of these chests that'll be storing the goods, all the pollo, the cooked chicken that we're gonna have here pretty soon, and yep, on both sides. And then in here are, let's go back down here a little bit so you can see it, are chickens on top of hoppers, and so these hoppers are picking up all the eggs from down below. And I thought it would also be kind of a cool visual behind the counter here to be able to see all the eggs, or all the chickens that are supplying the eggs for the pollo farm. Oh, I think I just gave a little bit of away. The chicken farm, not pollo. Although, it could be both, I guess. Hey, Picklesworth got a silk touch. Nice. Say goodnight to him. And so this big open space, you can see I've got all my chests and stuff over here. I moved it all down here from outside. But I needed to keep this really wide and open to be able to build what it is we're going to build. So the two things that we need to build, and we'll build the first one together, is coming off of these arrays. This is where all the eggs are. I'm going to come down into 2 chicken cookers on both sides. And then those 2 chicken cookers are going to spill out into the array that is going to split it evenly between both sides. So in theory, both these sides should have about the same amount of chicken in both of them. And then on those 2 chicken cookers, we actually need to have, back in here, a timer that is going to be, every minute or so, is automatically going to fire off lava inside those chicken cookers. So it'll be constantly churning out chicken for everyone to be eating. And given the number of chickens we have up here and the amount of eggs I have so far, so this is like not even a day's worth of eggs at this point. And even a lot of them, I'm sure I've lost because I'm not collecting anything out of those right now. So when I'm off the server, they're just despawning because those hoppers are full in a matter of an hour or 2. All right, sorry about that pause. I had to pause it because even though you guys can't hear it, I'm going to turn it way down in post-production. The chickens are going to be turned down. In game sound right now, they are super loud, so I had to go through my settings and turn them down, and I didn't want to do that with you guys on camera. So what we need to do now is we're going to pillar up. We're going to connect these guys all together. I need to take some of this out. I think we're going to have these 2 hoppers and then these 2 hoppers going this direction to that one. Then we'll have this hopper and these 2 going into the other chicken cooker. So let's do this one to start with. I don't need this wood here. That's for leftover. In fact, I probably need to get rid of that one. That one. I can't reach over there. But let's do... I think I'm going to have to get rid of this as well. Let's get rid of that one and that one just for right now. I think I'm going to come down from right there. So let's put that there, and then we're going to come over here underneath to this guy. Can I get over? Probably not. Let's get over here just a little bit. There we go. So those hoppers are all going to go that direction. In fact, that's probably feeding a bunch of eggs down into here, isn't it? Yep, there they go. And then on this side, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to get rid of this one. These guys need to pick those up because those are really useful. Can I reach it? No, I gotta go one more. There we go. Right there. And then into there, into there, into there. There. Now those are all picked up. And this is going to go down into the cooker arrays on both sides. So let's dig this down. And the reason I need this much space down here is that we basically going to have to go from here down into the chicken cooker. It has to come down and out. And then it has to go down through another sorting process. We'll actually have on both sides a filter that will filter out all the feathers because I don't want to capture any of these feathers. I want just the cooked chicken. So, all right, because we are down kind of in this basement, I'm not going to worry about building with sandstone like we are on the outside. And I think I need to check over here really quick. Yep, I'm pretty sure I want this to occur right here. So let's... come up here a little bit. I want that to come down. We're going to have this pillar there. And then we're going to have, make sure I'm in the right spot, right here. Need this one right here. Oops. There we go. And now I'm going to wrap around there. That'll come down into the dispenser, I believe. Yeah, we'll have the dispenser for the chickens. That'll put it out into the area that gets burned by another dispenser that releases lava. So this is a pretty, I would say it's a relatively common type of a chicken cooker. All right, now we need a little bit of redstone here. I'm going to need a couple of dispensers. I'm going to need some observers. I don't think I need droppers right now, although we'll need that in a little bit because we are going to have some dropper towers. I don't think I need a sticky piston. I will need some redstone. Need these guys. I am going to need some stone half slabs. So let's just use those guys. I'm going to need some glass, which is in one of these guys. Not that one. There we go. I will need some glass. Hoppers, dispensers, observers. I think that's everything I'm going to need. Oh, let's see here. How do I want to do this? I think I'm actually going to have to take away some of this oak again. Oh, I don't want to get rid of that one. So we want to put that back because I know I'm going to need that. Let's think about this for a second. So that is there. So I think we're just going to have to come down to that level, which is fine. So that is going to be the area where the chickens are. I'm going to need lava up there, so that's going to be about right there. I think that's going to work. For the lava that's going to cook the chickens, of course it's going to do that. Doot. So we're going to have to go up a little bit here, I think. That should be enough. Yeah, there we go. So that's the dispenser for this. Let's go ahead and put that here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll put that there for a second. And then that's going to allow me to do this dispenser here. Let's see if I can get the angle on it. Doot. That should work. And then this is where we're going to have a hoppers coming down for that. That'll work pretty well right there. Let's get this and come out this way a little bit. What was that? Oh, okay, it's just stone. So now we have the chamber where the chickens are going to be. I need to put that there. Let's see. So he's hunting phantoms. No worries. Building in the basement. All right, so that'll have our chickens that'll be hatched out of there. We'll have the dispenser that can cook them. And then I think that's it really for that. Now we just need the hoppers that are going to come out of here. So that'll come straight down. And then we're going to need to go this direction. So let's put a hopper there, or put that there. So I have a hopper to point into, because you want that tail pointing in the direction that all of your goods are going to go. Oop, didn't want to do that. And so now I can swing under here. And I love this new thing with 1.13 that you can actually look through these gaps now. It used to be in previous versions that this whole block was taken up, but now you can kind of sneak through it a little bit. All right, that one works pretty well. We're going to want stone on the back side of that. So that should give us our chamber complete. Oh, you know what? Actually, I don't think I'm going to want... I might. Now back here, we're going to have the mechanism that... So when an egg comes down into here, which is where this is going to be. Okay, so that's cool. We can do this. I'm going to have to go up now. I'm going to have to tear all this out. I've got a lot of extra construction stuff in here. So that's coming in there. There we go. So now those eggs are coming into... Oops, I don't want to do that. This thing should be filling up with eggs now. Yep, there it goes. Sweet. Exactly what we want. Now we're going to come down here. Let me think about this for a second. We are going to have... I'm going to come up here and get up a little bit. We have to have a comparator on the back of this that's now going to read whether or not there are eggs in here. And that comparator, when it sits on here, is showing that there are eggs in there. I might have to... let's freeze this. Can I do that? Freeze that. I'll take those eggs and just drop them back into here. And they won't work right now with that on. All right, so now we're going to need a sticky piston. And I think I have that room up here. Let's do it right here. And then we need observers. So let's get this guy out. And this direction I want... Oh, I'm going to have to come around a little bit over here. Because this observer needs to be pointing in that direction. We want its face reading the changes in this. And then what happens is that when this gets activated on here, this will make this piston pop up. It'll read that to activate it. And then when this comes up, we want it to, like that. Let me get this out of the way. That is going to read this popping up. And then this will turn off, and this will just continue looping around. So watch when I do this. It's firing eggs. I'll put that there right now just to turn it off. In fact, this isn't on my original design. I might add this just so I have a way to turn this system off. But I don't know if I have any chickens in there yet, do I? Nope. So I might leave that on just for a second until I get a couple chickens in there. Oh, you know what? I think that's pointing down. I think I have that pointed in the wrong direction. I couldn't quite tell because of the angle that I was at. So, unfortunately, that means I got to break glass. Let's look. Yep, pointing in the wrong direction. No wonder it's not working. But now we can fix it with it pointing in that direction. That's what we need. Yep, that should be there. Perfect. Now, let's put that back here. Put that right there. Get some glass. And now, it should be working. Yes. And we have our first chicken. Yes! First chicken. And now we're already out of eggs. Yeah, I'll have to go back and get those double chests of eggs, and I'll just drop it on top of one of these hoppers and let it empty out the entire shulker box or something like that. So there we go. We have one side completed. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just build the other side really quick off camera, and then we'll come back and connect them together, and then I'll show you the filters for the feathers, and then what happens when we do have some overflow with those feathers. So anyway, let's get started on these guys. Let's see here. We're going to have a hopper that comes down here. We need that hopper to be the one that has a comparator on it. Yeah, I don't want to come down anymore than I need to. So if we have the comparator there, I think I actually need to have one lower. So let's do this. And we're going to come up here a little bit. Let's get that comparator set up going in this direction. Yeah, that's right. And then we'll have that guy pointing into it. And so what that's doing is that's coming down, and that is pointing at this one. It's going to activate this under certain circumstances. We'll put things in here that'll help tell it whether or not it needs to activate it. And then if it does, then it will... We need to come out 2. Oh, great. Phantoms. I've been awake too long. I'll have to deal with that. Let's see. So we've got that there. That'll actually be an opening. I need this here, and that there. I hope the phantoms can't get down here. They might be able to. Silent is currently hunting phantoms. Actually, I should do this. Can I sleep now before the phantoms get me? He might still be hunting them, so that's not a big deal. But anyway, we need to put that in there, and then we need to put a little redstone. And this is your pretty typical filter. These are very commonly used in all kinds of different farms, and so if you've seen this before, you know what it is. If you haven't, then you've learned something new. We use these all the time on different types of filters on whatever systems. And actually, I'm going to build a huge array of these when I do my mob farm here in the next few episodes, and we'll get to see more of those. So this is just a simple etho hopper timer. Ethonian, I think is what I've heard it called recently. That's pretty bad when you've been playing this game long enough that you actually have people starting to refer to your creations in like classical tense. But they are pretty awesome. So let's see. So we got to go that way. We got to go here. And then underneath, these two come out. That's where we're going to have our hoppers. And then we'll come down here like that. We'll eliminate that one so I can still open that. Yeah, that's fine. We don't need that one there. Oh, you know what? I got that backwards. Let's go ahead and put the hoppers in, though, so that we have this taken care of. I need to go there, there. Take that one out so it's pointing in the right direction. You want these facing into one another so that they're passing items back and forth. We eliminate those guys, and then that comes out and that comes out. Although I probably should have waited until I had this underneath, because I do need that. We'll do this right here, like that. And then we need some comparators. So this is the vertical etho hopper timer. You can place these on the sides of these, and it's a little bit different orientation, but this works really, really well too. Let's go ahead and just we'll throw 14 items in there. We're missing something, so let's do that. That was loud. I gotta clear this out a little bit because I need to put some redstone right here so that this will work properly. So we have that there now. We have our redstone on top of that. Yep, let's go ahead and put our comparators in here because that's what we're going to have to build off of here in just a second. We'll put the comparator there. And then I'll just show you this. We'll go ahead and put those, where'd it go? We'll put 16 in, doesn't matter right now. So you see that those are on right now, and watch this. It'll have to do it here in a second. This will empty out, and when it does it, it's going to send a signal here. Trust me, it did. And there's two things I want to point out really quick. Previously, I had shown this connection set of hoppers here. I had them lowered down by accident. So if you were watching this a few minutes ago in this episode, you might have seen them make that connection and said to yourself, this guy's a dork. He doesn't even know what he's doing. I just put him in the wrong spot, and that's been remedied. The other thing I've been doing, let's try and do on servers if I can. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Is to put furnaces over the top of hoppers, because hoppers are constantly looking above themselves for something that are falling into it. That's really loud. And if you put a furnace over the top of it, or some other, I think you can also use brewing stands, things like that, something that has an inventory over it. It will know what that inventory is, and so it'll only start checking this if something goes into the inventory. And so that, my understanding is, this cuts down on lag, particularly on servers, if you put something above hoppers to help alleviate that. So I'm going to make sure that any exposed hopper has something like this over the top of it. Clearly I can't do something on some of these, but it works. But the other thing I did is I did have this one low. And so if you are for some reason copying this, just know that I had started off one low and I needed to bring it up a little higher. And the reason being is I needed to make sure that this line, which you might have noticed earlier, was being cut by that block, and I couldn't do that, so I had to raise that whole bit up one block to make sure that that line on the filter was still functional. So let's do this side really quick so I can kind of describe to you guys what it is I'm doing on this side. If I can parkour my way up here. That needs to go up one, but I think I'm going to build a temporary one here. This is just temporary so that I can get up here and show you what I'm doing. So what I'm trying to do is I'm putting this signal is coming out of here into this block, and I'll have this here, and then I need to have a repeater to be able to extend that signal, and that signal I'm going to have going into this block right here. I don't need this one, so I'm going to cut it down, and then on this side I'm going to have two blocks this way that have redstone on them. So what this is doing is this is sending a signal into here, and that's keeping this active. And they'll be a little more clear here in a second once I get the rest of this bits in. Let's make sure I'm doing it right on this side. Yeah. Am I doing that right? Oh, I did it on the wrong side. I knew it. As soon as I started doing that, I'm like, I think that might be on the wrong side. And I was right. Let's go ahead and cut these down, and then take these down because those are on the wrong side. Same thing over here. It's just the reason they're on this side is because now we have a couple of observers that make a difference over here. So let's put that there. Put this here. Now we're going to have our falling edge timer here. Is that the right spot? Oh, I did it one high. Yay. That's what I need it for. I need that right there. Boom. And then we're going to have two observers. One observer is going to be, let's go ahead and do it here, pointing up. And so when this activates and pushes it up, it's going to push that signal into here and quickly activate a very short pulse signal in here. Likewise, actually, when it retracts, it does pulse a signal into this, which is what we're actually utilizing. And then we're going to have another one on top of this guy with some redstone here. And so what this is actually, this is a quick on-off timer. This is like, I think this is two ticks out of 4 ticks in a full second. So this will be extended, and when it drops, it sends a signal or a tick to this, which will activate it. And then very quickly after that, that will change the status of this, and that will cause this one to send a signal there and turn it back on again. So it'll click, click, turn off and on really quick. So let's go ahead and throw in, there we go. So this is so this will be the normal state. And then when you hear it drop, that double click is that dispensing the lava. There it is, perfect. And we have already completed one of the dropper towers here that goes up and feeds our goods into the hoppers on this side. And so now we wanted to build it on this side. I went ahead and did a couple of quick things over here to get this one set up. And so this is the hopper or the dropper tower design that I'm using. I have like 3 or 4 different variations of how the timer on the dropper works, and this is the one I tend to like the best. It's a little bit more compact, but there's a comparator that comes off that reads when an item comes into this. In fact, let's go ahead and do our hoppers really quick over to here. Doot, doot, doot. Again, we need doots going that way, and so now everything would be fed into this dropper, and it's dropping up. And so this will read that. It will turn this torch off, which will in turn turn off this circuit, which will pulse this torch back on and activate this, sending it up into the next one. And then we have to do this torch tower on the way up, and I'm doing this one a little bit differently than I did the one on the other side. Let's just drop in a torch. There we go. Dink, dink, dink. It's quiet, silent. That should have gone up there. Let's go up and double check really quick. We should have a torch in the nearest... Ooh, we're about to lose some... Ooh, this is perfect timing, actually. This one? I don't want it on that side. I might actually have those backwards. So I need to rearrange the hoppers so that we make sure that everything comes down into here. Because it should be working on this side. Yep. And we need 80 roast chickens, 82 roast chickens to set up the filters downstairs. So alrighty, I think that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or subscribe, and tune in. I'll be having another episode out. I think another one this week. I'm going to try and start getting it up to 2 per week rather than 1, but we shall see. But before we sign off, I want to take you inside and let you meet the new proprietor of Los Pollos Hermanos, your friend and mine.
I have an offer that I think will be of interest to you.
I'm here because I owe you the courtesy and respect to tell you this personally. I'm done. I am not a criminal. No offense to any people who are.
I'd like you to hear my offer, notwithstanding.
It won't change my mind, I'm sorry.
$3 million for 3 months of your time.
3 million?
May I take this as a yes?
I have money. I have more money than I know how to spend. The answer is still no.
Enjoy your meal.